The rookie cabbie's just starting when a man in shades taps the window. One look back terrifies him.
Oh, shit, man. I just started alguna moneda lo único que tengo. I'll show you, okay?
Thinking it's a robbery, he hands over his wallet to get the guy to just leave him. He checks the guy's face in the rearview mirror.
There's a robber in there too. Most mine is yours. Leave the wallet if you want. What else?
Want my radio?
Tell me about your big Fairly 3 days ago.
What? 3 days? Hey, wait, Tom, okay? I'll tell you,
The sound of a bullet chambering clears the cabbie's foggy mind. He confesses a couple hired his cab for the day. The man's huge, fat as a pig. The woman's thin as a swab. He picks them up from the airport, driving to a house. He waits an hour, then drives them away. They seem fierce, so the cabbie stays silent. He tells all, but the more he says, the closer death comes. The killer is a pro hitman. A week ago, he was on a lethal mission. In his scope, a sexy woman appears and disrupts his flow now. It spikes his heart rate. To let himself calm down, he closes his eyes and breathes, waiting for his heart rate to drop before the kill. Before pulling the trigger, his instinct makes him look. He grips the gun, ready to strike. Who knew? In that critical moment, the woman blocked it. He adjusts his stance to shoot again, but security reacts fast and pulls the curtains. That cost him his chance, so he quickly breaks down his sniper gear. He picks up the shell casing, then flees. He rides his e-scooter and speeds away from the scene. He vanishes, a top-tier pro hitman. This job went sideways. Just then, he got a call from his boss. The client says the mission failed. Don't worry, he'll fix it. Hearing this, the killer's heart finally settles. He removes his SIM card and then crushes the phone. To avoid tracking, even on the plane, the killer stays alert. He scans the area when suddenly a man's eyes lock onto him. Relying on his assassin's gut, he knows he's being followed. Once landed, he doesn't wait and transfers now. Unexpectedly, they cross paths again. The man in the suit appears, so the killer books a hotel to lay low. He gets to his room, orders steak, but has no intention of eating it. He puts a cup on the handle, a bowl down. This makes a simple warning trap. If someone pushes the door, he'll know. Job's done. He keeps a knife handy, just in case. The night passes safely. He boards his flight and heads home. Back in the Dominican Republic, he drives through the back roads. He checks the mirror, looking for anyone following him. Night falls. He pulls into his courtyard, only to see footprints and a cigarette on the ground. Someone waited here. He draws his gun, goes in. Fresh prints at his door confirm his fears. He enters the home. Blood and knives are on the floor. He enters, but the bathroom is a mess. A fierce fight occurred, but his wife is gone. He calls his wife, only to learn she is in the ICU. He learns from his brother-in-law that a man and woman broke in and attacked his wife. In the struggle, she stabbed the man and managed to escape.
He left in a green car with a light on top, like a fucking taxi, can you believe it?
Learning the truth, the killer has his revenge plan ready. He transfers his wife to a private clinic. Then he starts digging in his yard. As an old pro, he always keeps guns buried in the yard. The next morning, the killer hunts all the streets for that green taxi. He spots the target vehicle by the afternoon. He doesn't attack, he just notes the taxi company. At night, he tricks the guard to get in, then takes off his mask and pulls his gun. In the office, the killer checks the logs to find a car had been lurking around his house for several days. Identifying a how, he trashes the place and scatters cash everywhere to make it look like a real robbery. This faked robbery helps hide his trail. Next morning, he waits by the garage. As Ahau drives out, he's tracking him. Halfway there, he gets out, then poses as a new passenger to hail the taxi and gives a fake destination. As the guy drives, the killer suddenly draws his weapon. The shock of the gun scares the driver. That brings us back to the start. But even with the info, he doesn't know their names. They are clearly pro hitmen. He guesses his failed mission caused this. Someone is now hunting him down. To learn the truth, the killer decides to go confront the boss in person. He uses a fake ID at the airport to reach New Orleans. He has 6 secret warehouses loaded with gear. He chooses a pistol and 2 magazines. He has a new passport. Then he grabs spare plates and swaps them onto his car. This helps avoid being tracked. In the US, you can customize plates with 7 digits. Like a custom phrase, as long as it's legal, they'll issue it. There's no national car file here. Changing plates makes it hard to track him. This is the core logic for him to avoid police. The boss lives in a secure apartment with facial recognition and CCTV. Clearly, he cannot force his way in there. He acts like a worker and slips in behind a delivery person. The delivery is for the 4th floor, the boss's home. As the guy enters, the killer starts counting. It shuts in 7 seconds. Pattern learned. He knows he only has 7 seconds to slip through the door. He peeks and sees the secretary signing documents inside. To stay hidden, he pretends to drink at the fountain, waiting for the courier. He watches, counts down, and jams his foot in the door at the end. He rushes in with his gun and gear. The assistant is terrified to see a man with a gun. His target is not him, but the main lawyer. He grabs a bag and makes the assistant tie the guy up. He puts the assistant in the bathroom, keeping the door ajar. It's helpful for monitoring. The lawyer seems legit, but profits from hit jobs. His wife's injury was because of his failed mission. The angry client sent people for revenge. He threatens the killer, who forces out the employer's name. But the boss stays quiet about the business. The killer grabs his nail gun and fires it into the boss's gear. He says client info is in the computer. You destroyed it. Hearing this, the killer snaps, shooting him with a nail gun. Healthy adults last 6 minutes. The boss says he'll never talk, even if killed. He falls. The killer lays paper on the floor. He avoids staining the carpet. It's hard to clean. The lawyer dies soon. The killer doesn't panic. He rolls a trash bin into the room. He stuffs the body inside. Finished, the killer opens the door. The poor secretary is terrified for life.
I have the names you're looking for. I know who they were. I know what you're capable of, how you can make things seem, leave things looking the wrong way. My children need my life and shit.
He lets the assistant go, then pushes the bin into the elevator. But then others get into the elevator. The secretary doesn't dare call for help, knowing the killer's skills mean one move and he's dead. They get to the place and find the 2 hit orders. One shows the brute and the expert. The other has Claiborne's name. With the clues, the assistant thinks he is safe. He thinks he'll survive, but the killer has made up his mind. He stages it to look like a tragic fall. This ensures the life insurance pays out. He moves the corpse to his warehouse. He has chemicals ready to dissolve it. The body quickly dissolves. Finally, the killer dumps it all into the sea. After that, he cleans the car well. Next, he swaps his plates. He drives to the brute's home address to scout it out. He sees a guard dog in the yard. He buys beef, sleeping pills, and beer. At night, nearing the brute's home, the dog starts barking at him. After tossing a drugged meatball, the dog gets drowsy and goes to sleep. Then, he walks in through the front door. Entering the room, the brute attacks him. Due to size and strength, the killer is beaten back. But in the nick of time, he grabs an iron hook and jams it into the brute. Tough Brute endures both, grabs the gun, and aims to shoot. It's a really intense struggle. I feel the pain. The brute chases him into the bedroom. Just in time, the killer grabs a gun hidden under the bed now. The huge noise from the fight wakes up the sleeping dog. It rushes in, sees its owner down, and attacks. Just before it bites, he shuts the door. The dog is locked inside, barking. The killer lights a torch. The dog is a witness. The dog can't tell the police anything. Next, he goes after the expert. He finds the expert's house and follows her. When she enters a restaurant with a guy, he plans his move. When women are murdered, the suspect is her husband or boyfriend. When her man leaves, he sits right across from her. He pulls a gun, and she knows she's done. She asks to eat her last meal. The killer agrees to her plea, but as they walk out of the restaurant, the expert complains her high heels hurt, so she asks him for some help.
Help a girl out, won't you?
The killer knows that the brute and the expert are mere hired assassins. The real boss behind it all is Claiborne, so he flies to Chicago that very night. Claiborne's security is flawless. With armored cars, he is hard to reach. He waits, and when they leave the garage open, he sneaks in. He sneaks into the garage and the main building. The door is locked and bars his way. At a loss, he orders a key cloning device online. A few days later, he gets it. Then, the killer follows Claiborne to a gin club. Passing a cleaner, he swipes their master key, but his foot accidentally gets snagged in the process.
Brandon. Man, I'm sorry.
He plays it cool and grabs the key. He sneaks into the locker room. Using a master key, he opens Claiborne's locker, grabs the room card, then quickly clones it with his device. Standard keys require metal cutting, but this device copies digital data. You don't need to pick a lock, just tap the card to create a clone. The killer leaves the club, sneaks into the garage through a door gap, and uses his cloned key to open the side door and the apartment's front door. Claiborne thinks it's a robbery. He says no cash, but he can have some money sent over now. Claiborne understands when shown the order. He's the killer sent to hit the rich man. After the mission failed, he didn't mean to hunt him. But he gets a call from the lawyer saying that if he pays that big fee, he can finally clean the mess. He guarantees Claiborne is safe, so he pays the commission again.
To answer your question, we have no problem. I harbor no...
Hearing this, the killer realizes why the lawyer had kept his mouth shut. Talking would have made his end much worse. After learning the truth, he doesn't kill Claiborne. He issues a final warning instead. Wealthy Claiborne never dares to provoke a killer who can freely enter his home. The killer starts to reflect on his life. As an assassin, he was used to hiding and killing. In his job, life and death are just seconds away. One day, he takes a life from the shadows. Someday, he's exposed as prey on someone's chopping block. Living on the edge, he always takes risks. He never knows when death will come. Thinking it over, he decides to retire and leave this violent world. He returns home, living a quiet life with his wife. But his long years as a killer have left him permanently on guard. Resting, he watches for any slight movement. The movie ends, but for the assassin, the blood he spilled will always catch up to him. He has made many enemies in his life. Enemies may be dormant, but they could still show up one day. He can quit the life, but he cannot escape the threat of being hunted. He only quits the job, not the lifestyle. Anxiety rooted in his heart follows him for life. This is a killer's dark fate.